Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, welcome back to another high level game of StarCraft 2. Today we have a best of 5 between in the top right spawning as the blue Protoss player playing for Team Storm Gaming, MaxPax's. And in the bottom left as our red Terran player playing for the Shopify Rebellion. It's going to be ByuN. Just checking where this bad boy is going. Oh my god, there's a lot of scrolling there. To the far left corner. It was rallied. It's an exploration mission over here. Probably saw these red lights. And these, what is this? Green? Greenish lights, maybe? It's not real green, is it? Very light, weird looking green. I don't like it. Where's the actual worker going? Okay, what is this? This is one hell of an exploration mission. Oh, we're going around. Feels like an eBay block to me. The timing on the SCV makes some type of sense, I guess. It's going to hit at a very annoying time as well for MaxPax's here. Just as his worker decides to move out, this bad boy is going to move in. And we'll have a core first, as we always will, out of MaxPax's. This is going to hurt. Curious to see what his response is going to be. Waterfall is already a tricky map. Now, he's also going to have an eBay block in his natural. It's not going to make the map any easier whatsoever. I can guarantee you that. Ooh, look at that. Throws down that core first and goes into a nexus on the third base location. But his gas mining has been very low, so this can't be followed up with a Stargate. Well, it can be followed up with a Stargate. I just find it extremely unlikely. Just because I find something unlikely doesn't mean it won't happen. I've been wrong fairly often. Now I'm really curious what MaxPax's actual response is going to be. Like, really, this is a tricky situation that you find yourself in, where the eBay basically is almost finished by the time you figure it out. So you can't really realistically start a zealot and pull 4 workers. It's just not possible. By the time you will get your nexus, your opponent will have a CC done already. ByuN's gonna get the CC on the high ground indeed. Open this up with a barracks gas into Reaper Marine, so a fairly standard follow-up as well. What is this? Ooh. Okay, look at this. He's just waiting out the timing of the shade. So now he should go. Oh, look at that. You little genius. Beautiful play. Beautiful. Brilliant stuff. Hoppa. That's one. No, there's gonna be 2. That's... Oh, man. And the follow-up is a second gate proxy. Huh. Okay, then. Yeah, that's interesting. This is a terrible situation for MaxPax's, to be quite frank. This is really, really awful. ByuN hasn't scouted the tech yet, but it's going to be fairly easy for him. I mean, there's one adept knocking on heaven's door here, and won't get any answers, like no one's home. Reaper's going to jump down again. This is practically... This one Reaper has won the game. This Reaper won. It's over. Like, Oh, back up. There we go. Really should try and go for a scout, I feel like. Do want to know what type of tech your opponent is going for. Maybe ByuN has already figured it out at this point. Sees the Twilight Council going down right now. All ByuN really needs is a bunker on the low ground, a tank in position, and doesn't the game just end? In my mind it does. 2 workers have gone down, 1 Reaper has fallen right now, but the main story here is that a lot of mining wasn't possible from this base. ByuN getting a pretty big scout as well. Is he not understanding the position here? Is ByuN making a decently sized error right now? There is a possibility. There is a possibility that this is an error that is being made currently. Uh-oh. ByuN is going to continue moving down here. Should maybe siege up the tank on the high ground. There we go. Don't think you want to continue moving down. You either get a bunker before this hits, or you have to slowly but surely push down your own ramp. This feels somewhat dangerous, actually. 1 shot here on the tank, 2nd volley on the tank, 3rd volley on the tank takes it. This is game. MaxPax's actually winning a lost game. What an odd thing to happen here. 36 workers against 25. There is a Banshee out and about, and it's going across the map right now. This felt like the game was completely over in favor of ByuN after that early game. He got the full information, killed 2 workers, denied a lot of mining on that natural base. The natural base was at the 3rd base location, which also isn't great, let's face it. But now MaxPax's just saying hello. Do you have anything? And ByuN doesn't really. This Banshee is going to head in towards a base where ByuN's already aware that there is a battery, so it's going to be incapable of doing anything whatsoever. Blink is halfway done. Robotics facility is just now on the way. If this was an actual cloak Banshee, it could be an issue. GG gets called. What an insane game. I need to... He saw this, no? When was the first time ByuN could have realized? I don't like going back into replays the backseat, but it feels like there were a lot of tells here. I guess just not focused enough on the scouting initially. I mean, you're so far ahead, and here you see it. Here you for sure know what's going on. You see a really late Twilight Council. In this, you still have like a solid 20 seconds to get a low ground bunker in my mind. No? Doesn't happen. Scouted at 38. This army pushes in at 402. I guess you can't know that, but by the moment this army is down here, you should never go chase. Oh well, it is what it is. 1-0 for MaxPax's here, and we'll go into game number 2. And in game number 2 here on Stargazers, we'll have to wait and see if ByuN is going to open in a similar way or not. The funny thing is that I kind of feel like it would be worth it, where it wasn't the opener. That was the issue in that last game. I was just still scratching my hand about what happened there. I wonder why ByuN believed that he could go down. It felt like the strategy was so obvious there out of MaxPax. It really did feel like that, but I don't know. It makes very little sense to me. It makes very, very little sense to me. The 3-gate into Blink is of course a build that you need to be careful against, and ByuN just was like, no, I don't have to be there. Just gonna get a tank out and move it down the ramp with 4 Marines, and got completely blasted there. So this time it's not going to be that. We don't have a second gas coming in either, so... I wonder what Stargazers could bring here. Out of ByuN. It's going to be ByuN that will be bringing a lot of different build orders here. I do believe... Oh, it's a gas first, actually. I missed that. Oh, that's cool. MaxPax is going to be capable of scouting that, and will scout that. Not just he's capable of it. Sees it now immediately, of course. Barracks finishing at 131 here. So a big indicator that something is wrong. Is going to most likely click the gas. See no second gas. Like, hey, that's a gas first. Means it's going to be a Reaper into factory with a fast reactor. You skip the Marine that you usually get. You have a little bit more gas. Does delay your initial barracks, delays your initial Reaper as well. If you scout this quickly and you're a Protoss player and you want to know what to do against it, you can always get a Nexus before core in this case, because the Reaper is so delayed. Super comfortable. You can get a fast Adept out as well with it. No problem, you'll all be in time. We see a factory on the way right now. Factory is being placed in a position where it's difficult to believe that this will go into a Hellion build, and the factory will be right next to that barrack. So most likely either going to be single Cyclone into like a 3-Rex follow-up, but given that there's a second gas already this fast, I'm feeling maybe a mine drop here. Maybe a mine drop. A little bit of a mine drop. Of course, MaxPax is known for loving Blink as well. So mine drops are a completely fine way to go about it against Blink. Ooh, no way. If ByuN gets a working kill, I'd be surprised. I'm surprised. Wow. I'm actually fairly surprised. That was impressive. Did not feel like that should have happened though, for MaxPax. A mistake for sure. Twilight on the way, indeed, it's going to be a straight up mine drop, not even a Hellion. So either triple mine or double mine. Nah, it's gonna be triple mine. 99% of the time in this type of scenario. You will end up going for triple mine if you skip that initial Hellion. Just works out very well. No real need to get a faster tech lab on that factory anyway. I have to see how ByuN is... What's this guy doing? Oh. How ByuN is going to follow this up. Wouldn't mind a Raven behind this either. I think it's generally quite a good plan. So indeed here comes the third mine as well. Oops, what was that? Wait, what did we just lose? Was that an Adept? Yeah. Adept just went down. Ooh. That means a single Adept now to kind of guard everything. This Reaper is not going to get guarded at all. Does get to see one extra gate. Is now aware of the fact that there's 3 gates, at least. Doesn't know if there's a robotics facility here and what's the deal with the 4th gateway, because that's also here. If you know MaxPax a little bit, you know that this strategy is a possibility. The classic 4-gate Blink. He loves this build so much. We're going to see it being executed here at a very high level. Raven tank. Raven first, then a tank. Third gas on the way already is a necessity with this type of build order. Otherwise you just do not quite have enough gas. All mines are going to end up burrowing as Blink is not finished up yet. This could actually deal some real damage. Oh, retargeting is good. It's pretty darn good actually. Oh my god. Interesting reburrow on one of the mines is going to get him to lose. Oh my god. Okay, this is a game again. It's 2-0 right now for ByuN. That's insane. Can't believe ByuN managed to win 2-0 this quickly. It's even going to be capable of evacuating these Marines, at least temporarily. Might end up dying anyway. This last Marine's also going to get picked up. Beautiful stuff. 7 workers have gone down. Don't forget, this is just a straight up high ground. 2 more Marines. What are these guys? They did not know what they were being sent out to. They're like chasing the boys. Uh-oh! Medevac gets taken out. Good movement out of MaxPax. MaxPax is uber dead right now, though. I just like to mention once more. MaxPax for the 2nd time in a row is uber dead. If he manages to win again, I'd be confused and surprised and shocked. It should not be possible. Like, this game is completely over. Turret is going to be thrown down here and get a couple of extra workers, but more importantly, force out a warp in as well eventually, because you're gonna need some units to deal with this. At least a Stalker, I'd say, no? I'd say at least a Stalker. Oi, 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 oi. 61 supply against 74. Cloak Banshees are on the way as well, are going to make their way. Billy and Joel, look at that. Going in. Bum, 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 bada, ba, bum. They get more than 3 kills. I'll scream a little. Oh, he might actually get more than 3 kills, because at the same time MaxPax is jumping in here. Tank is not in range. It's really not going to. Did you just deny one of his own SCVs? This is not Dota, my friend. They didn't even get more than 1 kill. Might have gotten 1. That's it. Raven pops in, throws down an auto turret. Kills one of the Stalkers. That feels so dumb, losing units to an auto turret. Yeah, this game once again is just uber over. Really just uber over. There's one Banshee out already, and with Cloak on it as well. For the 2nd time in this series, ByuN is going to go into a base where he knows that there is a battery already, which is a highly confusing move. And he could literally go in towards the natural. There's nothing there. 2nd Banshee got taken out, I believe, by this Observer and a couple of Stalkers. I mean, this could have been a true game ender. But instead it's not going to be a true game ender. The game is still over though. There's no 3rd base right now for MaxPax. There is... oh my god, there's a sensor tower. This is the first time I've seen a sensor tower defense against 4-gate Blink. It used to be common against 6 or 7-gate Blink, but I've never seen it like this before. The thing with 4-gate Blink is that usually there's going to be a 3rd base behind it, so you can't invest too much in the defense. 6 workers do end up falling. I'm not quite sure how that happened. I feel like this Raven might have something to do with it. I don't like this guy is a suspicious little prick. I'll tell you that much. This Raven's still in range, isn't he? Yeah. Gonna get 2, 3 hits. Oof. Gets taken out. Sloppy play out of ByuN. Doesn't matter though. Like this game legit ended with the mine drop. The mine drop and the Marine run by. Marine run by, which was a fantastic little add-on there. Have to admit it. 1 scan perhaps for this Observer. Is a possibility. Whoop. Depot drops on top of this. Good lord. The sensor tower is really nice actually, because it shows this entire rotation. So ByuN's always going to be in position right now. And also when he moves out, he'll know where these Stalkers are going to be. Almost feels like it would be worth it to mine out these minerals. Almost. But not quite. Combat shield on the way. We have Templar Archives being started. I mean, no way that anything important is going to finish. Don't want to lose a medevac there. Definitely don't want to lose a medevac. Almost lost a Stalker. We'll lose 1 Stalker. Stim finishing up as well right now. I think we're seeing a full-on move out. The full mobilization of the Terran army here. It's gonna be what, 5 tanks? 4 tanks? 5 tanks. Legitimately 5 tanks. That is crazy. That is crazy. Don't forget, ByuN's still up 7 workers as well. Up in upgrades, up in army, up in tech, better infrastructure. He's literally ahead in every single thing. Age as well, he's older than MaxPax. And with age comes wisdom, so he also has more wisdom. I believe that he's also taller than MaxPax, although no one knows how tall MaxPax really is. ByuN has a deeper voice. More medavacs. Now he's going to win this fight. MaxPax is moving in, but without any armor upgrades, this is just going to be really difficult. This is going to be really, really difficult, close to impossible. Guardian Shield will be available in 6-7 seconds from now. Super Battery needs to be activated. Sentry gets popped, so we'll never see that Guardian Shield come in. And the game, well, will end in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, -1. Oh, actually, I mean, MaxPax is extremely dead and has been dead for 6 minutes. This is the longest death animation that I've seen in my entire life. ByuN's making a bit of an error here, actually, with this Marauder rally. It doesn't matter, as he literally cannot lose this game anymore. It is impossible. It's legitimately impossible for ByuN to lose this game. I could be handed the steering wheel right now, and even I would not manage to crash this car. This car is on rails. It's a train. This is a train, and it's basically entering the station. And the station is MaxPax leaving the game. Like, you could pool 20 workers here and win the game. You could also win the game without pooling the 20 workers. You could throw down a Ghost Academy. You could triple expand to the gold with a planetary or with 3 orbitals. It doesn't matter. ByuN is so ridiculously far ahead right now that I believe that certain breeds of dogs would be capable of winning. Not a Labrador, but maybe like a German Shepherd. These guys seem pretty clever. Yes, clicking with the pulse would be difficult, but still probably possible. Enough to press the F2 button and the A. And that's all you need. GG gets called. ByuN finally manages to win this game. Ties up the score 1-1. And that brings us to game number 3 here, where we see ByuN send out a very fast SCV. This is too fast for an eBay block. But it's perfectly in time to proxy a barracks over here, which is an exact strategy of what we saw Cure do in the GSL against Creator on this map. Now, what is the beauty of this strategy? Why would you risk putting it this close, you may ask, in a rather obvious location, you may add, on top of that? Well, there's an interesting follow-up that you can do with this type of proxy. And that is that you can get an eBay block going over here. Look at that. MaxPax is not scouting for it. An eBay block over here after the barracks finishes. And this is only possible with a proxy that is this close. Because with a proxy that is just a little bit further, your SCV won't be in time to start the eBay and get enough HP on it. This will basically allow ByuN to not only deal some damage with the Reaper, but also force an expand either somewhere else or a completely delayed expand, because a Zealot needs to be built, maybe probes need to be pulled as well. Here we go. It's moving over. eBay starts. Will it get enough HP? I think so. Can't really pull probes against this either, which is another really annoying thing here. So curious how MaxPax will respond to this. Starts the Zealot immediately. Is going to get massively supply blocked as well, because of that Zealot starting. Of course, that isn't really planned for. And this eBay is just an issue right now. It is just a massive, massive issue. Are you going to send the Zealot to that eBay? Are you going to send the Zealot to deal with the Reaper? There's so many questions in my mind, and right now they're not really being answered. eBay is going to finish up most likely. Poof, poof, poof. Or well, not finish up, but get built even further. Hello? Pros will start fighting against it. This is game again. 3-0. ByuN has won the series. That is unbelievable. I still can't believe that MaxPax won game number 1. This game is... Oh my... This game's legit over. Like, legit. Oh, he finished the eBay. That's actually really bad. So, the way you want to do this is that you build this eBay till 99.9%. And then you cancel it the moment your opponent starts shooting it with their Zealot. Another worker is going to fall. No, Reaper will fall instead. This worker will indeed die. So that is what, 5 workers now that have fallen. As the barrack starts flying home as well. Oh my god, this is crazy. What an insanely powerful start here for ByuN. Look at this. CC is faster, worker count is higher, tech is quicker. It's going to follow this up with a second barracks at home. Leaves this oh, he wanted to go for a block with the barracks as a follow-up. I think that's actually a mistake. I think this barracks probably could have gotten home otherwise. Or at least gotten pretty far on the way home. Right now, how do I like this response actually out of MaxPax's? Opts for a Phoenix follow-up. This Reaper is going to get a scout on that. Oh, I already got a scout on the fact that it was Stargate. Now gets a confirmation that it's Phoenix and not going to be anything else. So single Phoenix into second Phoenix. That's a pretty common follow-up to the first Phoenix. More Phoenix. This barracks will end up dying. I believe if the barracks wouldn't have attempted to go back, you probably could have gotten to safety just simply because of the mines, right? Mines could have been placed like in these types of positions. Definitely would have allowed you to get something going. Important for this mine to not shoot the Phoenix. The Phoenix can tank a mine shot, of course. MaxPax sees this mine. Or well, not yet, but sees it now. It's not going to walk into it. It's not crazy. Oh, this mine does get spotted. Do you want to trigger this? With a probe. I like that. I probably would have flown in my Phoenix, but I like the probe a lot more. Definitely a waste though of a lift there. Not sure why he would use a lift. Unless the mine starts running away, there's no real need for that. I mean, you have a Zealot and 2 Stalkers, plenty of damage output, and it's not like you're in a hurry to do anything else. At least I don't think so. Third CC on the way, on position as well already. One of the beautiful things of this map, of course. Now the one thing that needs to be said is that due to that barracks loss, is that the overall marine count is extremely low. We're currently at 2 with a reactor starting just now. 2 more barracks are on the way. That means that Cyclones are currently the only anti-air. ByuN has 500 gas. This is a terribly thought out build, that's for sure. Floating 500 gas never is really good. Phoenixes get taken out. 4 SCVs have died. MaxPax's actually in a surprisingly okay position, I would say. And I'll stick to the word okay for now. And the reason for that is because I don't think MaxPax's is aware of the third base. Which is bad. It's actually really quite bad. Double Cyclones popping out. Brrr. It's scary as well to chase with 2 Cyclones like that. Like if 5 Phoenixes turn around and start killing the Cyclones, it's not like there's so many Marines to help you. Like there's 4 Marines total, that's about it. That really is about it. Turrets going down right now. We have +1 on the way currently as well for ByuN. We will see a couple extra workers going down once more. That is 3 more workers that will die. Could turn around here, but doesn't have any energy. Phoenix production is going to continue. Gateway being built. That's the 3rd gateway, I think, or 2nd gateway. Okay, 2nd gateway before Nexus. I understand it, but I think in this scenario, it's not necessary to get a 2nd gateway before the Nexus. It just delays your Nexus for no apparent reason. Phoenix is still looking for an angle as well, by the way. Like, these guys are looking for more and more damage. There's a turret in the far back as well. We do have 2 Cyclones. We have a tank out on top of that. And a couple more barracks, as well as a starport currently on the way. Observer sets up in a forward position. Ooh, even a little more forward than that initial forward position. This turret is beautifully positioned, by the way. Completely locking off that right side. And in the middle, of course, you have the Marines and the Cyclones. Building positioning is painful to watch, though, here. Out of ByuN. Does not look too good. Still has 600 gas as well in the bank. Not a very well thought out build. Like I like the thought of the early game, but the follow-up here just feels like you're mining so much gas for no apparent reason. Because that turret was going pretty ham on those Phoenixes. The Cyclones. And the Marines need to keep ByuN safe for now. ByuN up in workers, down in supply. This is pretty okay supply as well out of MaxPax's, right? Not like this is all pure Zealots. No, these are Phoenixes. We have a Colossus. The one thing that is lacking is the infrastructure, is the incoming upgrades. These are all things that still need to be built. So, despite ByuN being behind here in army right now, that's probably going to change pretty soon because of the low gateway count. You're basically looking at things like, hey, how much money does one of the players still need to invest into infrastructure? ByuN basically is set up at a 3-base infrastructure. For MaxPax's to get a 3-base infrastructure as well, he'd need to add, well, 4 more gateways at this point, on top of the 2 that he's already building. This forge needs to finish up, +1 needs to start. So yeah, there's a lot of money that's just being invested into things that will not increase the supply. So despite ByuN being behind in supply earlier, it shouldn't have worried you very much as a ByuN fan or as a Terran player in those scenarios. It's like, hey, this is actually completely normal. It does mean it's going to be difficult to kill your opponent while your opponent is on 3 bases, but you're going to be looking at things like a 3-base timing at denying a 4th base. We already have a 4th on the way right now for ByuN. We have the enhanced shockwave coming in as well, and all of these things will allow for a bit of a push. This is an army without a body, basically. This is just the head. They always say you first chop off the head of the snake, but the head of the snake is already chopped off. It's just, that's the entire snake. It's just the head. That's it. Nothing else there. There's nothing to tank, nothing to stall. You have like 2 sentries. I guess there's a little bit of stalling there. The moment the ghosts come out, that will be pretty much a moot point though. Phoenix is still looking for damage, but they know that the setup is tight here. You can just fly in and start killing workers. Or can you? No, you can't. Ooh, mine almost gets got a Phoenix there. That would have been pretty sick. Here we go. Phoenix is moving in right now. Actually, are going to just fly in and start killing a couple of workers. Don't think this really works out though. Single EMP could cause a lot of harm in the near future here for MaxPax's. Big pickup as well. Straight up flies into an observer immediately. Painful when that happens. Pretty much destroying your plans of world domination. Lifts up immediately once more. It's going to fly in with 6 medevacs, but there's only 4 medevacs that are filled up to the brim. The other 2 are completely empty. Infantry weapons level 2 coming in as well, so it's going to be 2-1 upgrades with enhanced shockwave. 5 ghosts as well. The funny thing is, this is like a fake push out or something. I just don't quite understand what this army is. I guess this army is supposed to kind of trick MaxPax's into believing that there's nothing else yet. Observer's going to spot this though. Phoenixes start flying to that position. If there were +1 on these Phoenixes, that would be huge. But that's not the case. There's no +1 on these Phoenixes. Salad warp in the main base. We'll take out a bunch of workers most likely. 4th base also under some duress right now. It's not going to be the end of the world. Concussive shells has already finished up. More units are popping in. I mean, this is a nice kind of for winning time, right? You're saying if you're MaxPax's here, hey, I need a little bit more time. I need to get my upgrades going. I probably need some disruptors out in the near future. When I say a few disruptors, I really mean like 6, 7 disruptors at this point. I mean, MaxPax's is just down 2 upgrades currently. It's 2-1 against +1. And disruptors are kind of the great, what do you call it? The great equator in this? No. How would you call it? Is a perfect unit to kind of bridge that gap between upgrades. Because disruptors really don't care about upgrades very much. But if you get like 4 or 5 disruptors out, you can defend. You can defend. You can't attack because you're still down upgrades, and eventually you will need to fight. But defensively, with a battery, with a couple of good disruptor shots, you're going to be just fine. Majority of the time. Of course, you could still die as well, potentially. Upgrades aren't important in this game, but yeah, the disruptor is the great equalizer. That's what I was looking for. Too hard. Some big EMPs hitting here. Actually, there's not enough marauders here. If there was like 4 extra marauders in this army, I think that ByuN can turn around and fight. Right now, this army can, well, not turn around and fight, but just move and fight, most likely. Very little medevacs, though, in this composition. That means that every stim is going to hurt in a big way. EMPs are also going to hurt in a big way, though. And, whoop! 1 or 2 already hit. That disruptor shot in a huge way. 11 kills on that bad boy. This is going to be an interesting fight. 1 armor has finished up. I still think this will be just fine for ByuN. ByuN is fighting with like half his army. It's now coming in with a bit of a flank. No, it's not going to come in with a bit of a flank. It's going to wait for that. Lost a lot against that 1 disruptor shot. One can only think about what would have happened had that shot not hit. That was legit 20-25 supply there that just died at once. Boom. 1 second, just like that. It's a big deal. It really is a big deal. 5 Marauders in production at a time. And Phoenix has almost spotted this drop move out. A couple of Zealots sprawled around the map. I think this move out is a potential mistake here. I really believe that. This move out of MaxPax's, by the way. Not the move out of ByuN. I think the move out here from ByuN is actually quite good. Going to get quite some damage done. Phoenix will not be capable of lifting up anymore. This was a really good trade. It was a bit of a mismove command, and a couple of these medevacts will end up falling, but overall this was fantastic. Absolutely fabulous. Hell, it's even so fantastic that ByuN believes he can attack into this right now. He was gathering the rest of his army. I personally would have preferred an immediate split of the army to go towards the right side and try and deny a 5th base. ByuN believed for a second there that he could do something. Now, kind of rethought that position. And it's like, no, actually, I'd rather just go kill a base. Is moving in immediately. Will snipe this super battery, or well, still a regular battery at this point, and will take out this Nexus most likely as well. At the same time, this army is moving in. MaxPax's needs to be paying attention here with the disruptors. He is not. As ByuN's taking a pretty darn decent trade right now. We have this army moving in towards the natural base, taking out 13, 14, 15, 16 workers. Could still move in towards the 3rd as well. Cause a little bit more trouble. Single Marauder still going strong. 8 kills already on this bad boy. He's going to get a couple more. Double drop pickup is necessary here. Drops a couple of units in the main base and the rest at the 3rd. And this single Marauder finally will get cleaned up. Medevacts will fly into this cannon and will probably die before the rest of the army arrives. Kind of painful. Could stim again. At least I believe stim could be used again. 43 supply against 68 when it comes to the worker supply, that is. The disruptors will do a good job cleaning up some of the mines, but these Marauders are still going ham. Would love to see just a complete focus here on the workers rather than anything else. Another mine burrow is a possibility. Disruptors will connect with it though. But 46 workers have gone down in the past minute. And that is painful here for MaxPax's, who still has a very powerful army. Don't get that wrong. Don't make that mistake. This army still has some potential. It is 6 disruptors, it is 3 colossus, it is 2 archons. And that, ooh, this is a good drop though. If this army ever gets to march across the map to the other side and ByuN tries to defend at home, there are possibilities. There really are possibilities. But the moment ByuN says, hey, if you want to attack me, you're going to need to deal with a base trade that starts so ridiculously fast that it's going to hurt your brain. Like, it's going to absolutely destroy your mind. How fast that's going to hit, then good luck. Here we go, buddy. Let's dance. And dancing it will be, as MaxPax's decides to enter a base trade right now. First EMPs will connect with a lot of those Colossi, but Disruptors save out the bad boys. Almost feel like defending here in any way is almost a mistake. I feel like a full-on base trade perhaps should have been the priority. Do we still have scans available? I think we do. Yes, we definitely do. So this natural is going to get taken out. There was a massive advantage here for ByuN. He even could have tried in defending on top of the ramp, but tried to defending on the low ground. Seems to have been a pretty big lapse of judgment there on his part. Robotics facilities being taken out. Do we still have some scans? No! We're completely out of scans. Clean out of scans right now. So all the mules have been dropped. That means that this DT could actually be somewhat annoying. Ooh, look at that. DT's afraid though. I was like, oh, I don't actually want to go in there. I think MaxPax's definitely should have continued, as there's just nothing left. No scans whatsoever available. And this single DT is posing a real threat to the existence of this army. That's an issue. MaxPax's out of cash though. ByuN is still mining at least a little bit over here on this, what is it, the 4th base? The 5th? What was this base? The 17th? I don't know what this was. Orbital finishes up. We're going to see 1 scan. Oh. Next one's going to be an EMP, which will be available right about now. There we go. That means that the final DT can also be taken out, but at the same time... Oh, there we go, there we go. EMP. Is there blink? Yeah, there is blink. MaxPax's is waiting for that EMP to be used to then just blink away immediately. You see it? Hits. Blink. Oh, it's too slow with the blink. Orbital's going to get taken out. This bad boy is going to burn to the ground as well. There's still a lot of barracks in production right now. There's a lot of money in general, actually, which is kind of sick. But of course, does need the production in order to spend a little bit of that cash. Do believe if ByuN just lands these barracks right now, that production could at least start already. Factory is on the way. Depots will stay alive. Repair on this orbital command is possible. MaxPax's is preferring to defend his base over attacking this planetary, and that might be a mistake. But it might also not be. I think that ByuN is still winning this game, but needs to be very, very careful, of course, with his main army. Blink Stalkers could make short work of those medavacs. The moment the medavacs disappear, that means that these units will eventually just die due to stimming, and they also can't maneuver quite as easily anymore. Oh, Disruptor almost ends up dying. Mine sprawled around the map. Still could provide some value, although there's 2 observers. Would love for this second observer to actually try and chase an army rather than doing what it's doing now, which is practically nothing. Big stim coming forward. We have 3 Marauders on the way, 2 Marines as well in production, and 2 more tech labs coming in right now. Yeah, the real problem for MaxPax's currently is just going to be the fact that breaking this base should come at a cost. This should not be free. And the cost should be losing his own nexus. Always. Every single time. And even if even managing to break this is going to not necessarily be easy. I mean, there's only 4 disruptors. It's not like that's 15 disruptors, you know? You can just shoot balls at that base and it will disappear. No, that's not quite how it's going to end up working. There's plenty of money in the bank as well here. These barracks get forced to lift. This is a very interesting game right now. And it feels like ByuN is playing this very patient. Maybe even overly patient. But I don't mind that at all. I think it's the correct call here to be overly patient. You just want to produce a lot of units right now. I think that's the correct call. I really do believe so. We still have this orbital in the bottom side as well. Ooh, look at that. Factory being constructed on this bad boy. We have double Viking production. I love this so much. He's really going ham on the starports, by the way. He's triple starports. Like, there's no half measures here. More Ghost in production. Of course, we still have a Ghost Academy here in the bottom right. Yeah. Ooh. Upgrades. 3-2 against 3-2. So that is even. This is a scary moment for ByuN. Does not want to be caught out on the map. Does not want to be caught out by any disruptor shots either. Good scan. Sees this army. Needs to actually start running away a little bit faster. Maybe it could be... these pylons actually providing a lot of value when it comes to spotting the edges. I was gonna say it might be nice to have like just 1 medevac somewhere around here. Like even just in a dead space is going to provide a lot of value, of course. Long distance mining probes are continuing their long project. Ooh. Is this a fight that ByuN can take yet? I don't think so. I'm not sure why he would ever fight away from a planetary, but maybe he's just going to be okay. Ooh. Not like that. Not like that. Not like that. Loses absolutely everything. Still has some big Viking production, but actually the mining is rather small. Built way too much production here. Way too much production. Now can't afford any Vikings anymore. These are the final patches he's going to be mining from. This was kind of a... Why would he ever fight away from the planetary? I don't understand that at all. What a mistake. A wrong call. Believed that he could fight that, but Disruptors and Archons are a bit better than you sometimes imagine. Once again, going for a fight away from the planetary. Disruptor shot's going to hit, but okay, at this point it should be over, right? Surely. Surely it is really over right now. I feel like this game has ended like 7 times already. There's still an odd error coming out of ByuN. A little bit overconfident, especially after being so patient the entire game. It's always kind of weird when you see this type of move. Yeah, MaxPax's just struggling mightily right now with, well, everything, to be quite honest. We have a Zealot here on the bottom side, taking out a couple of workers. Going ham on this starport, which is building a reactor for God knows why. You already have a starport over here that could be producing. You have these barracks on the bottom side. If anything, we probably want to land this barracks as well. Continue our little party. Long distance mining SCVs are going to be taken out, but I think MaxPax's knows at this point as well that it's just going to be over. I mean, next fight actually should just completely end MaxPax's. I've thought that a couple of times before already though. 7 Marauders, 2 Marines, 1 Ghost, 5 Mines, 2 Vikings. And Factory just flying in the air. The problem is that this planetary can never be engaged into. And there's still so many minerals there. Like, even if it's only, what, it's like 1500 or so? 1400 maybe? That's still enough to get a crap ton of units out, right? There's like 28 Marines or so. Is that correct? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 28 Marines. Yeah, of course, they're 50. I mean, just 28 Marines would destroy this army. Or if you get like 10 Marauders, it's also okay. Once again, ByuN really not in a hurry. Can just relax, can just sit back, chill. And at this point probably wants to just end the game though. Similar to that last game where the game was over for a very long time already and we just have a really extended... If that Disruptor shot would have hit, I almost would have been afraid. But then again, it didn't hit. And I probably wouldn't have been afraid anyway. Like, there's too much money. We also have an orbital command mining on the bottom side right now. There's nothing that MaxPax's can do. Like, he'd need to long distance mine his way to like a Nexus and then long distance mine his way... Well, and then close distance mine himself to like an actual army. But by the time he'd get a Nexus, there'd be like 7 bases for ByuN and triple maxed out army. Like legit 500 army supply for ByuN. ByuN would need to eat like 6 more Disruptor shots. What are the kills actually? 5 and 7 on the Disruptors, 28 on the Colossus, 20 on the Immortal. And these Vikings will take care of the final Colossus. That means it's just going to be nothing against a little bit. And GG gets called. ByuN 2-1 puts himself on match point in this best of 5. Game number 4 here on Tropical Sacrifice. After 2 bangers of games out of ByuN. Actually, the first 3 games, I really still believe this should be a 3-0 already. Like the way that ByuN got ahead in that first game, I find it difficult to believe. They play that game, what, 50, 60 more times, that MaxPax's would win that game more than once or twice. It's such a good position for ByuN. Now we find ourselves in game number 4. ByuN really exploiting the fact that MaxPax's doesn't really scout around this base with the probe. And this is just hardcore abuse, right? Against any other player, you're always going to check below your ramp. 90% of the time, a lot of TOS players just do it, right? So this type of move, it would just get punished by that probe. You'd lose your barracks most likely. Although on this map it's pretty sick. There's a lot of area where the probe can't attack. A simulator over here, you have like this entire dead space as well, this dead area. And ByuN wanted to throw down an eBay there, but realizes that there's already a Nexus down. As MaxPax's gets the scout in. There's not going to be a bunker, it seems like. Instead we see that the SCV just moved back home straight away. That's interesting here. It's fairly interesting. Not wanting to go for the bunker. This Reaper, no matter what you think, is just going to deal some damage. Right? There's a full 20 seconds here where this Reaper is going to be going ham. Stalker takes 30 seconds to build, but the Chrono Boost you take away 10 seconds. Once again, an A move on one of these gateways. Not a single worker has gone down yet. This will be number 1. Number 2 will fall soon as well, I think. Oh, good control out of MaxPax's. Will end up losing one more, and the Reaper stays alive as well. Lots of mining time lost. On top of that, has this been worth it for ByuN with that barrack so close? I think so, yeah. Second Reaper is popping out, but on the wrong side. Going to add a couple of extra seconds to the journey of the Reaper here. This is not a full wall, which means that the Reaper can travel easily between this area and this. Does not need to move around. But at this point, okay, Reaper does get pushed back. Both Reapers stay alive, which is a big deal. They can be used later on as a kind of a jump into, and this forces out a battery as well in the main base. This Stargate is extremely late. This is a Stargate that went down at 256. Now, for the people that know nothing about StarCraft 2 timings, 256 for a Stargate is about, let's say, 35 seconds later than a late Stargate would be. Like, a pretty quick Stargate could go down at like 212 if you're playing Nexus before core and you don't scout. A regular time Stargate would be like 218, 220 maybe. 256, you're 35 seconds too late for an already late Stargate. 221 would definitely be considered a late Stargate already, I think, in most scenarios. So yeah, this is it's going to be a rough game once again for MaxPax's for a 4th time in a row. He's just getting destroyed in the early game here by ByuN, and you can really see that the Koreans, they don't play fair. You know, they play fair, but they don't play nice. They're not like, oh, You never scout around your base. Oh, let me just never use that. No, ByuN knows that about MaxPax's. Okay, you never scout around your base. I'm going to abuse the ever-living crap out of you until you fix that. You're going to have to start scouting around your base. And then the moment that MaxPax starts scouting around his base, ByuN will stop doing this, or will find a different way to kind of exploit that. Basically telling MaxPax, hey buddy, your openers, they're a little bit predictable. They're a little bit one-dimensional. You need to fix that. Ooh, Raven on the way. Oh. Huh. Raven with a triple CC. If this was a 3-Rex, I would have understood the Raven a little bit more. But as this is a triple CC, the Raven seems odd. Especially because Stargate was scouted, apparently. Wasn't even aware of that. Because you're not going to be hitting a timing where you're fighting half a Colossus, right? One Colossus that you can interference matrix twice and then win the game. No, this is going to be very fast double eBay behind it as well. We do have 3 racks already down, but it's going to hit too late. There will be 2 Colossus minimum by the time you're going to be setting up a push. You'll be looking at 120, 130 supply pushes. You're not looking at a 90, 95 supply push anymore. Like it's a different beast, and timing is everything with Ravens. On top of that, Ravens are just really vulnerable to Phoenixes. They just are. Now, I've seen in the past, I've seen ByuN kind of use these Ravens to great effect against Phoenix Colossus, but in the past I've also seen him completely fail with them. Where he'll fly his Raven into 6 Phoenixes and he just insta-loses the game. Both has happened, and both will continue to happen in the future. There's a lot of Terrans that don't even want to try it, by the way. Like, they'll say, oh, Raven against Phoenixes? No way. That's way too difficult to control. I can't do that. Leave that to the better players, not to me. But ByuN, he's confident in his own ability to control that Raven and to use it to great effect. It is difficult, though. And mistakes do happen. This Immortal also is a mistake. Well, the Immortal wasn't a mistake. That was a bit rude to say of me. Don't worry, Immortal man. You're not a mistake. You're a beautiful soldier with massive guns. But, I mean, setting it across the map was a mistake. The commander made a mistake. Don't worry about it. Emmanuel Immortal. That's his name. We'll see if he does anything. Up! Raven gets blasted there. Yeah, this is a very common move. And, yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that happened. I'm really not surprised. This happens 90% of the times in Raven games versus Phoenixes. You fly in with like 4 or 5 Phoenixes, and you're, like, in 2-3 seconds, that thing is gone. And you can't do anything about it. Like, sure, you might lose a Phoenix, but that's a good trade against the Raven. Raven is 200 gas. It's a huge investment for Terran, especially at that timing. And now it was an investment made in vain. It feels like with that triple CC follow-up, you just give your opponent so much time. So I'm personally not a huge fan of that. If you get some early game advantage, it often feels better to kind of continue pressuring your opponent. But that's not what ByuN wanted to do here. You gotta respect that. You gotta respect that. 6 gateways coming out, extra on top of this. Already on 6 gas as well. Templar Archives could be thrown down. If you kind of compare this game to last game on, what was it, Moondance, we saw those Archons were being built after Ghosts were already out with enhanced Shockwave. This time around, the Archons are going to pop out before the Ghost Academy even finishes. That is a big difference. There is potential here for a push for MaxPax's. There really is. As we also see ByuN actually opting to go for Armory before Ghost Academy, which makes sense because he opened up with double eBay. It's going to make him very vulnerable for any big 8 to 10 gate pushes. Right now we're seeing most likely, what is this, an 8 gate? There's 7 gates done already, 2 more on the way. No, there's 8 gates done already, 2 more on the way. So yeah, it's going to be a 10 gate push. I think that... Oh, what? Did ByuN just sacrifice these mules? There you go, buddy. Some 2 free mules for you, my friend. This is really bad for ByuN. If MaxPax's gets to go across the map, I think he instantly wins the game. He's going to spot this medevac moving out as well. Will be semi in position with a bunch of units. Probably needs to recall some of these Phoenixes though. Truly get that drop going. Fort base on the way at the 12 o'clock. As a prism moves out on the map, this is going to be an impossible push to stop. This is simply going to be an impossible push to stop. One stalk here, of course, is not going to be enough. Zealot warp in will be enough, and the 3 Phoenixes will eventually take out the medevac. Zealots will clear the Marines as well. This is the only thing keeping ByuN alive right now. As long as this army is on the map, it is difficult for MaxPax to just move out. MaxPax needs to defend things. He's going to lose this topside base, I do believe. There are medevacs with this, which means the pickup is viable as well. And this gives ByuN a little bit more time. He needs Ghost, he needs 2-2, he needs a lot of things, and he needs to probably not lose this entire army right now, which is close to happening. A couple of big Colossi swipes do end up going down on these Marauders. Now that this army gets pushed back, I think MaxPax knows what he needs to do. He needs to freaking send it. There's no Prism anymore with this push, it must have died at some point. Yeah, we do indeed see it dead on the unit's lost tab. This push could still work, but actually, big EMP there hitting already. Now I'm not so sure anymore. Had this push hit with a Prism and about 45 seconds ago, I would say yes, but ByuN did a great time buying some time. And now is going to try and get his 2-2 out. Hits another EMP as well. This could still be an attack here coming in. More Zealots moving up as well. 2-2 about to finish up though. That is a big deal. The 2-2 is going to be a very big deal. If MaxPax wants to attack, it needs to be from this general area. He kind of needs to control this area. Send a couple of Zealots in towards this natural, and then control this general area. That is going to be the plan, or that should most likely be the plan. Good control with this Colossi here, by the way. No Vikings here, makes it easy for MaxPax to control it like this as well. If there's 2 or 4 Vikings, the entire setup kind of gets ruined. Big EMP hitting there. Archons are falling lower and lower. Wouldn't mind seeing somewhat of a run by in towards the naturals, what I wanted to say. Controller out of MaxPax is pretty okay. Love to have an observer though, of course. Poof! Mines are going to connect. There comes an observer. That's a big one. That's a very big one. 9 Templar get warped in. That means we get 4 new Archons right away. Huge deal. Ghost count is only at 3. I think there's about, what is it? Maybe 3 EMPs, maybe only 2 available right now. Against this many Archons, that could be an issue. This is a maxed out MaxPax army. MaxPax is down 3 upgrades right now, but I'm not quite sure if it matters if you have such a superior army comp. Here comes an SCV pool, which is an incorrect call against this many Archons. SCVs are just going to absolutely melt here. 30 workers go down basically immediately. Marines in the back dealing a lot of damage as the Marauders try to tank, but I don't think it's quite going to be enough. Another big run by, or warp in as well. 18 on the minerals still in the bank for MaxPax. He is going to take out a lot of workers, will force this base to live. Don't quite think he's going to be capable of clearing this base, but I'm not even sure if it really matters. The next warp in is going to be what, 10, 12 Stalkers? Yeah, 9 Stalkers, plus 3 on the way already as well. We have armor upgrades coming in as well. This refinery is taking a hell of a beating. MaxPax could decide to just move in here. Could also decide to go towards this fort base on the 6 o'clock. Is instead just going to walk straight up onto the ramp. That might be a bit of a mistake. I don't quite think that is super viable as a way to fight. Second Robo and third Robo should be going down right now, because you want to eventually transition into Disruptors off of this. If ByuN gets to stay alive, Disruptors are a necessity. Oh, and hence Shockwave wasn't there yet. I wasn't aware of that. That could have made a huge difference in these fights. With the Archon count that we saw, that would have been massive. Absolutely massive. As now MaxPax once again just taking it slow, just wanting to slowly but surely trade out some of his units. Takes out 1 or 2 more of these Phoenix, or of these Vikings. And this army of ByuN down the ramp is not going to be capable of breaking this. This time it is ByuN with the very extensive death animation here. There's like the freaking director's cut of the death animations. Yes, and here I lost 2 more Marauders. I thought it was a great move. SCVs get pulled for a second time, but he's kind of over. So no need to pretend. GG gets called as MaxPax wins game number 4, tying up the series and bringing us to the rubber match. And thus we have arrived in the final game of this best of 5. With ByuN once again sending... Ooh, look where the camera of ByuN is going. It was going over here. I love this this overlay, by the way, where it shows you exactly where the player looks as well. The blue thing being MaxPax and the red thing being ByuN. This game could be over very quickly. If MaxPax scouts behind his natural, which once again is not very uncommon. It's just uncommon for MaxPax's. This game could just end. He's not doing it though. He is not doing it. He doesn't give a crap. He actually does not give a crap. This could be with an eBay block. This could also just be a bunker on the natural. This is a legit thing to play, by the way. A bunker on the natural. It's actually super annoying for the Protoss player because you're forced to build your second pylon on the high ground. Then a battery up here, so you can kind of click it. But because of the new patch, that would mean that the battery would only be a low-level battery with 50 energy. Okay, it's going to be an eBay block instead. Yeah, this is once again just going to suck. Is he going to expand somewhere else? Oh, he doesn't see the barracks. No, now he realizes, he's like, wait a second, this is off. Wait a second, this is off. Salad is going to be produced here. We're gonna get, what, a second gas as well, or no? No second gas. I think he has to, no? He's gonna take a third base. Okay. Salad, third base, Stalker. We could see a similar build as in game number 1, like the kind of 3-gate, but then we would already see a warp gate, I guess. Oh, gets the surround. Big moves there out of Maxi. Big moves there out of MaxPax's. Oi, 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 oi. eBay is still up and running. As ByuN is... yeah, what is he doing? What actually are you doing, ByuN? Following it up with a factory. Is that the second Reaper that's about to pop? That indeed is. MaxPax's is aware of this. ByuN's just going to pop on over. Like, hey, is there a Nexus there? Yep, there is, okay. Back home we go with the Reaper, or... Kind of hiding. Kind of hiding. Did not get spotted. Another Stalker in the main base. We'll push away this bad boy. No tech yet. 258. 3 minutes into the game. MaxPax's looking very comfortable in these low-tech scenarios. And it surprises me, because I don't know many tosses that would feel comfortable in these scenarios. This is scary, man. This is scary if you're a Protoss player. Twilight Council on the way, double mine production coming in. Is this bunker a necessity right now? I think it's not. I think he's making a mountain out of this molehill. I think the mines would have succeeded just by themselves. It's not like the bunker can actually house any units. Like, what, a single Reaper in a bunker? It's not going to change the outcome of a game like this. No way, you know, it's not a one base all-in either. Bunker is a waste of money here, I think. It really was. Waste of money, waste of effort. Could be a follow-up with an armory. Is a possibility. There's actually 2 workers in here that aren't working. I don't think ByuN's aware. Look at that. These guys. They're pretending to work. This is me at any of my old jobs. Look at this. Just chasing around the cool looking people. Without really doing anything. Me and every group project as well. In high school. These guys. Pretending real hard to be building as well. I swear, teacher, I also deserve this grade. Idiots. ByuN not spotting this kind of bad. What has happened in the meantime? Nothing more interesting than these 2 SCVs. Oh, finally gets spotted. That was legit a minute though of 2 SCVs not working. I guess not the worst thing in the world if you're already oversaturated. Could have been worse for sure. Banshee as a follow-up. Tank coming in as well. It's going to be a 3-gate or a 4-gate Blink Stalker type of push. Of course, we know how fond MaxPax's is of a build order like that. Mines will get the drop, I think. Yeah. Another mine gets to walk in. Will MaxPax's respond? Take a look at the first person here. He's paying proper attention to everything here. Blink not done yet. Loses a Stalker, and at the same time, over here at the third base. Oh my god. If this bad boy had been targeting, I feel like every single worker would have died. Even now, this was still somewhat successful. I mean, the problem is his medevac only has 14 HP. Medevac probably should have returned home immediately, but now it's too late. It's very risky to do it at this point. Banshee makes his way across the map. Bunker gets built on the low ground here. I approve of that. I definitely do approve of that. Ooh, look at that. Very nice, MaxPax's. Scouting the pattern of the Banshee, the move out, or the direction where he was going. And just catching this midway through. Cloaking field not quite done yet. It's going to finish up right now. Does get the cloak, but there should be an observer on the way out already. What happened with the medevac? I guess it dropped 2 mines. You know, if you're playing against a 2-base Protoss, my theory is that you probably should not actually send in the medevac again. Just idle it there. Force 3-4 Stalkers to stay at home at all times. It's probably worth it. Probably worth it. Second Banshee going to start moving out towards the left side. I think this is an observer that gets recalled. Yep, there we go. Banshee flies to pretend safety, I guess. What is this? This is not safe. Hello? This is... He's gonna die. No, like, surely this is just going to get shot at this point. At the same time, we do have MaxPax's moving in over here. Getting a couple of kills, perhaps. What did he get so far? 9 workers killed out of ByuN, only 1 out of MaxPax's. This is in range. Yeah, there we go. Thank the Lord. I was going insane, thinking this has to be in range, right? But sometimes you kind of start messing with your own head a little bit. This is a fairly delayed 3rd barracks here, by the way. MaxPax's already with a 3rd base. And a robotics bay. I don't know about this all. I don't know about this all. Gets 1 more worker. This is real safety. This can be shot by any... Well, the Viking. Maybe a Cyclone can lock on? I'm not sure what the lock-on range is of a Cyclone. It feels like you should be capable, maybe. Oh, Observer's gonna get sniped by these 3 Marines. You have 4 tanks out already as well. Surely ByuN's not actually planning on moving out here. There's a lot of cash in the bank, by the way. 700 minerals. Stalkers once again drop in. Going for a couple of kills here. Nice calls. Very nice calls. Feels solid. There's not that many units out though, is there? There's 10, this is it. Without combat though. Without combat, Marines really aren't all that brilliant. Really overrated unit without combat. With combat, brilliant unit. Don't get me wrong. The best. Some say it is the best. I believe it is the best. It is the best unit in the game. Without combat shield, there's just too many things that kill it. So fast. So fast. You're gonna be... 5 tanks. This is a weird setup. I don't know what to think of this. I really don't know. I don't see MaxPax's attacking into this. 1, 2, 3. But at the same time... Oh no, this is unsieged. This is unsieged, and that means we're going to see a little bit of kiting there. 5, 6 Marines end up falling immediately. Is there vision of this army? There is now. We need to wait for charge, I guess, and probably need like 6, 7 Zealots for tanking. And the 6, 7 Zealots are out, but they're on the wrong side of the map right now. This warp-in is absolutely key. If you can hit pre-combat shield there, you're going to blast this army. Yeah, oh my god, this is going to be a massacre. Oh no, ooh, good target fire on the... Oh my god, what was this control? Insane control out of ByuN is going to clean up every single high-tech unit. Is accidentally winning the game right now. Is the next Colossus out? Hello, where are you? Colossus? Wait, the Robo was at the 3rd. It died. The game ends. Oh no. That is insane. Every single worker here is going to get taken out as ByuN is... hey, this is over again. This is what? This is a lot of units against nothing. Warping. This is a good warping. Yeah. Picked up maybe. Units are relatively low. Nah, it feels pretty over though. It feels... 5 medevacs kind of inflate supply in a way, but we're looking at 6 Zealots. Yeah, okay, no, never mind. Yeah. Game has once again officially ended. There is +1 on the way. We have a new robotics facility. If MaxPax's can stabilize with 1 or 2 Colossus, maybe there's something here, but I have trouble imagining a world where he stabilizes with 1 or 2 Colossus. I mean, this drop in the main base is interesting. If he loses his medevac, that would suck. Stuck in prison. Idiot. It's like breaking into a prison. Absolute loser. No. Link's out again. No. Not that bad. ByuN up 20 supply. And so far, no splash units out yet for MaxPax's. That's a real issue, of course. 20 supply is annoying, but the no splash units, that's a game changer. These two mines are big as well. First Colossus is out once again. Thermal Lance has finished up. 13 workers going down on the side of ByuN as well, by the way. This is kind of big, because that makes this push a lot more all-in than, in my mind, it really should have been. Super Battery gets activated. ByuN's going to continue fighting into this. Oh no. MaxPax's is kind of making the comeback here, sending in Zealots in towards the main base right now as well. Mule energy available too on both of these bases. There's like those 5 mules or so. Yeah, no, 3 mules. It's not quite 5, but still, it's like 600-700 minerals. It's a lot of supply. Or a 4th base. 24 workers get taken out here by a mere 5-6 Zealots. That is too much. That really is too much. Imagine those workers not dying. We're looking at an insanely buff ByuN here. With what, like 75 workers? 72 workers or so. That would be time for the 4th base at that point. There's no Ghost Academy on the way either. It feels like ByuN is way too keen on finishing the game here. While I am not entirely sure if that was necessary. I think he might have been capable of finishing the game had the control been on point. But putting all the eggs into that basket probably was a mistake. MaxPax's with an unlikely comeback. Still not necessarily that far ahead, but this gotta hurt if you're ByuN, right? I mean, you're coming from a position where it's practically unlosable. Right now we're seeing some of those mules being used, and we immediately see the supply shoot up again. This is kind of what I was talking about. If you would have used those mules a bit faster, I think there was 5 wrecks already at that point, before the big push. I think like 5-6 extra units, which is a big deal in this type of scenario. Should hold position those SCVs immediately, not try to fight against Zealots. That is a losing battle, my friends. I can guarantee you that. Ghost here would have been huge. Even now, this is still huge. This is a big army here. Batteries will not play a massive role in this, at least I don't think so. Vikings might play a bit of a role. More workers are being taken out, although ByuN seems to be backing himself into a little bit of a corner as well at the same time. 120 supply against 102. Once again, ByuN flies out and leaves MaxPax's kind of in shambles here. 14 workers being taken out, 53 against 46. There's still a prism somewhere, right? Yeah, there's still a prism somewhere. As long as these medevacs don't get sniped. I like this position a lot for ByuN. Ghost Academy has finished up, so we can start throwing a couple of ghosts in the mix. Ideally as soon as possible, because Archon count is rising right now. We're going up to 4 Archons relatively soon. Archons are really, really broken until the ghosts come out, and then ghosts look really, really broken. The Archon is just like a super hit or miss unit, and right now this seems like a hit timing actually. Oi, 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 oi. This would make it in the Billboard's hottest hits for sure. This is sick. This could deal some real damage. Overstimmed army here. Still going to get some... A little bit far forward there, out of ByuN. Control not completely brilliant. EMP could hit. EMP could hit. EMP should hit. EMP is not being used. There we go. EMP is going to hit. Second EMP gets used as well. As ByuN is chasing this army at the same time as Zealot is fighting with SCVs once again. As this is going to get completely pushed back. And actually the Colossus gets taken out. I don't think ByuN is aware of this left side base, because this is a stupid base. This is a dumb base to take, and it's taken at a timing where it's absolutely not viable for MaxPax's. And that's what makes it so brilliant, is that ByuN will not think of that. Look at the map vision here for MaxPax's. Non-existent. He has nothing. He's gambling. Army could be here. Army could be here. Army could be here. Army could be everywhere. Luckily for MaxPax's, the army is at home. Zealots will survive. There's 59 workers, 4 CC on the way, being built near the 3rd base. That's a defensive setup. Prism will end up dying. That's a big deal, because this Prism has caused a lot of harm. I mean, this game has ended a couple of times already in favor of ByuN. That Prism managed to create a couple of comebacks that otherwise would not have been possible. Ooh. These ghosts are... Oh, they're taking it on the chin, huh? Oof. It's not good. Losing 2 ghosts for free like that. Could have an impact later on in this game. Once again, 2 Zealots hitting the 3rd. MaxPax's is insane with the dual Zealots run by the way. He's so consistent with those. Holy crap. An interesting fight out of ByuN. Getting some very good trades here initially. These disruptors are going to get sniped. Blue battery gets activated. Can't really fight into that majority of the time. Once again, let's get proven right there that the blue battery is just a little bit too strong to fight into. It's okay to fight into a blue battery, into the super battery, if you're up 50 supply, or if you're in general just fighting with big armies. But the smaller the army, the more impactful the blue battery is going to be, because you can't burst anything down. It's painful to see. ByuN does have a fort base. No, wait, what? Oh, that's his main. Okay, so that's the main at the fort. And then we have an orbital right next to this one. Interesting setup. It's a lot of income right now for ByuN though. See that? 3,100. At peaks 33, 34. We even hit 35 there for a second. It's a lot of cash. That's like outmining your opponent by at least 800-900 minerals. Single zealot comes in, takes out a couple more workers. Like, these zealot run-bys are actually insane. How well MaxPax's is executing this. Beautiful play. Oh, EMP is going to connect. Don't think you can just move into here, can you? ByuN says, maybe I can. MaxPax says, maybe you can't. And then says, okay, no, maybe you can. I'm sorry. I'll leave. Don't worry about it, buddy. Won't happen again. No extra upgrades coming in for ByuN, though. No armory even done yet. Which, once again, kind of indicates that ByuN wants to finish the game in the near future. At least in my mind, that's what it looks like. The way he's playing, though, is not with a... Like, there's no Vikings. Vikings are a necessity. Well, I guess if it's just one Colossus, maybe it's not really a necessity. Would be nice to have, for sure, though. This could be a flank. This really could be a flank. Tricky position for MaxPax to find himself in. Disruptor shots are going to connect with a Marine and a Marauder. At the same time, left side army will take out the fort base for sure. Should have EMP'd this Nexus first, I guess. Deny this type of recall. Good fight there. Oh, quick pick up. Good fight there for MaxPax. Good fight on the right side as well for MaxPax, who gets to survive. More zealots are just... How did they find their way in? It's like a teleportation machine for zealots somewhere. Just warps them in without the prism. Like, every single time I look at a base, it's like 7 workers have gone down. And it's like a zealot punching an SCV. It's like, hello, boys. How about you find someone of your own strength, rather than consistently beating up on SCVs? Zealots are massive bullies in a way. They always fight weaker opponents. To be fair, they also charge in like idiots against stronger opponents. Maybe they're just a bit wild in the head. It's possible. Disruptor shots are going to connect. It feels like MaxPax actually in a pretty decent spot right now. Is going to continue attacking with zealots on the right side base as well. Is ByuN just dying here at this point? With the inferior upgrades, is struggling to fight efficiently. Disruptor's also connecting, and the zealot once again taking out a couple of SCVs at this base and denying a lot of mining as well. ByuN forced to move towards that right side. And the interesting part is that it's all very small run-bys. It's not the impactful, like, hero-like run-bys that we sometimes see, where hero will throw like 25 zealots into a base. No, it's all 2 zealots or 1.5 zealot, you know, a zealot and a probe. 3 zealots, and zealot and half a sentry. Like, that is that type of stuff. Like, it's just a nuisance. It's like being attacked by like 2 mosquitoes, like every single night. Like, it wears you down over time, you know? You're losing sleep. And you feel pathetic complaining about it because it really is just 2 mosquitoes. It's the same with zealots here. Just absolutely bullying his opponent to death. This sleep deprived ByuN over here. It's just lacking cash right now. Does not have the upgrades either. Is down 2 upgrades, going to be down 3 upgrades soon, but with Disruptors out. Actually, MaxPax wins. This is an insane comeback. This was an absolutely insane comeback, and this has happened multiple games in this series. The first game was the same. Now the last game is like this. What was the other game that MaxPax won? I feel like that also was a bit of a comeback, but I can't quite recall it. Anyway, really, really well done. Really well played out of MaxPax. The Danish Crown Prince doing it once more, taking out ByuN 3-2 in this exciting TVP series. And that's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And hopefully I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thanks so much for watching, and bye-bye.